Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Gentle Voice. I'm actually really glad that you're here today because this isn't an easy topic. Maybe you've been feeling like you're stuck in a fog, like you can't shake this weight off your chest or your shoulders. You gave your heart to someone who made you believe it was mutual. And then just like that, out of nowhere, this tower moment happens and they pull back. They completely disappeared, changing the vibe between the two of you. They left you confused, they left you hurt, and questioning everything that you guys shared together. If that's you, I want you to know something right now. It is not your fault. And today, we're going to talk about why that kind of emotional roller coaster is so painful, how it affects your self-worth, but most importantly, how you can start healing from it. Here's the thing. Situationships can feel just as intense and real as a full-blown relationship, sometimes more. And they often start off with excitement, deep conversations, you talk about the future together. They may say something like, I feel like I've never met anyone like you. You're my soulmate. I know we're meant to be together. Then that tower moment happens and something just shifts. They stop texting you, they stop calling you, they're acting completely distant, and you're left wondering, was I just imagining all this? The fact is, you were not. According to therapist Danae Logan, when someone gives you affection inconsistently, what's called intermittent reinforcement, it creates confusion and even addiction in the brain. Because your mind craves the version of them you met in the beginning, not the version that left you hanging. Now let me say something loud for people in the back. What they did is not a reflection of your worth. I'm going to repeat that. What they did is not a reflection of your worth. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, I hope I'm not butchering his name, he is a clinical psychologist who's worked with thousands of people dealing with toxic relationships. And he reminds us that emotionally unavailable or narcissistic people often love attention. They crave it. But they don't know how to love consistently. So they didn't ghost or pull away because you weren't good enough. They did it because deep down, they're not capable of the kind of emotional intimacy they acted like they were ready for. Now, you're not just grieving the person, you're grieving the idea of what could have been. Maybe you pictured a life together. Maybe you felt safe for the first time in a long time. The loss that you're feeling is completely real, and yes, it hurts. Dr. Winch calls this disenfranchised grief. Grief that society doesn't always recognize or validate, but that still cuts deep. So if you're hurting, if you're crying randomly, if you can't stop thinking about what went wrong, please don't shame yourself. You're not being dramatic, you're being human. You're having a normal reaction to this push and pull thing that they're doing with you. Now, here's what I've learned and what experts like Dr. Kristin Neff teaches about self-compassion. The voice in your head right now, the one saying, what did I do wrong? Or I'll never be good enough. That voice is lying to you. That's what some people call ego. Now, you don't need to be more perfect, more chill, more whatever. You are already lovable, okay? But when someone plays games with your heart, it can hijack your confidence and make you forget who you truly are. You forget the things that make you happy. All of a sudden, you turn into someone who's just a negative Nancy. You turn into someone who, You're only looking at the negative side of things in your everyday life because this situation is just completely draining your energy. Even if they're not in your life anymore, you can still feel tied to them. That's why setting emotional boundaries is so important. Therapists like Michelle Herzog talks about the power of boundaries, not to punish someone else, but to protect your peace. So if you're still watching their stories, like on Instagram, if you're rereading old messages, wondering if they'll come back, I gently challenge you to consider, what do you really need to heal? Because I doubt that, watching their stories, I doubt that rereading these old messages is actually going to help you heal. What it's doing is it's keeping you hooked to this person. And what we're trying to do is heal you so that you can move forward and unhook from them, setting those healthy boundaries. And if the answer for you, in terms of what do you need to heal, is space, closure, or silence, you are allowed to claim that. Start by being kind to yourself. Start by saying, even though this hurts, I'm still worthy of love. Write it down, say it out loud, repeat it when the pain starts to creep in again, or you get those thoughts about the two of you again. Even though this hurts, I'm still worthy of love. Then focus on small, loving actions. Journal what you've learned. Take a walk and listen to a podcast that uplifts you. Reconnect with friends or remind you how special you are. And maybe, just maybe, start something that excites you, that has nothing to do with them. This is about you. This is you time. Dr. Tara Brach calls this radical acceptance, meeting yourself exactly where you are without judgment. She says that this is how healing begins. Now, I want you to know that you are stronger than you think. You're more lovable than you realize. And the fact that you showed up here today, listening to me, processing, trying to understand your pain instead of running from it, that's proof that you're already taking that first step to healing and claiming your power back. They may have pulled away, but you are pulling yourself forward or pushing yourself forward. And that's a power they can't touch, that they can't take away. Thank you for spending time with me today. If this helped you, please consider subscribing and sharing it with someone who might need a soft place to land, just like this. And remember, you're not alone, you're not broken. And this story, it's not your ending, it's just a turning point. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you next time on The Gentle Voice. Take care.